The evolution hoax and why it's fake in just 2 quick minutes. Because folks, you have been scammed. First of all, there's this column, the geological column, with the Jurassic Park, the Cretaceous period. We've all seen this chart. This stupid chart was a theory someone sketched out about 100 years ago. It's not real. And before anyone could prove the geologic column even existed, the media ran this story around the world, and it suddenly became viral. And scientists today still use this chart to date their fossils. People actually believed it was real, with zero scientific proof. Real scientists found instead proof that it was fake. They found trees 300 feet high embedded across what the fake media called hundreds of millions of years of geologic strata. Polystyrate fossils, and also shellfish across the entire globe, including the top of Mount Everest. How did shellfish get on top of Mount Everest? If there was a worldwide flood, you would expect marine fossils to be in unusual places, like clam shells on top of the mountains in the Himalayas, like a great flood, perhaps once covered the entire Earth. And they also found 6-foot clam shells on top of the Andes Mountains, which died suddenly with closed shells, as though they had died under great pressure, buried very suddenly by gigantic mudslides. Then there's the issue of soft and wet tissue inside dinosaur bones. 150 million years ago, these things died, and you're telling me they're still wet today? It's impossible. Yet they're finding wet tissue inside dinosaur bones, something that the scientists today call a very dangerous discovery. Not to mention human footprints alongside dinosaur footprints, found everywhere across the globe. How do you explain this? Noah's Ark is real, folks, and the Great Flood really happened. And you can still find Noah's Ark. It still sits in Turkey on the same mountain where historian Josephus claimed people in his day were making pilgrimages to the Ark to take souvenirs. Heavy shellfish sank to the bottom first during the Great Flood. Huge heavy marine animals were crushed next, followed by large land animals, followed by slightly smaller animals, etc., etc. Tree sap indicates twice as much oxygen existed before the flood, allowing larger species to exist. And finally, the hollow bones of birds left them at the very top of the fossil record after the flood. The end of the age. The Bible says the end of the age, for the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine, but wanting to have their ears tickled, they will accumulate for themselves teachers in accordance to their own desires, and will turn away their ears from the truth and will turn aside to myths.